cautious when receiving certain gifts. Yesterday, I threw one away, and with it, the illnesses disappeared. Boris Ratnikov, a well-known Kremlin psychic, explains how to recognize a dangerous object that can drain your health without you even noticing and cause disease. Remember this simple rule to protect yourself from the evil eye and witchcraft. All negative energy always returns to its source. According to Ratnikov, the human being is a complex biological system that constantly exchanges energy with its surroundings. This process is continuous and can deeply influence our physical and emotional state. Many people notice that after talking with certain individuals, they feel inspired and energized, while others leave them feeling drained and discouraged. In such cases, there's an almost violent energy loss, imperceptible to our conscious mind, but with real consequences. That's why it's so important to carefully choose the people we surround ourselves with and avoid those who emotionally deplete us. As our ancestors used to say, "You become like those you spend time with," Ratnikov affirmed. But it's not just people who carry energy. Objects do too. Everything a person uses absorbs part of their energetic informational field, becoming a carrier of that person's fate. So, when an object that belonged to someone else enters your life, it's essential to know where it came from and the history of its previous owner. Ratnikov often shared real-life stories that illustrated how certain objects affected their new owners. One of the most striking cases happened during a visit to a friend who had just taken on a new position and moved into a new office. The atmosphere felt gloomy. His friend admitted to feeling low and constantly having headaches. During their conversation, Ratnikov noticed an oriental carpet hanging on the wall, decorated with knives arranged in a fan shape. When he asked about them, his friend explained they were trophies. Ratnikov sensed that these objects, loaded with an unknown past, could be affecting the energy of the space. He recommended removing them, and shortly afterward, the symptoms disappeared. Maybe it was coincidence, or maybe the place was freed from a harmful energy. That's why, Boris said, he never accepted antiques as gifts. They might be saturated with negativity and disturb the balance of a space, even affecting the new owner's health. Some items, he warned, can even transmit illnesses. It's especially important to be cautious with used objects, particularly clothing. Another incident that stuck with him involved his trusted hairdresser, Maria, whom he continued visiting even after she retired. One day, while getting a haircut in her home in front of an old mirror, he began to feel unwell. When they checked his blood pressure, it was unusually low, whereas his normal pressure was always high. This happened repeatedly, but only when he sat in front of that same mirror. Curious, he asked about its origin. Maria told him she had inherited it from her great-grandmother and that it originally belonged to a dispossessed landowner. Ratnikov then understood that the mirror was saturated with others' energy. Interestingly, Maria never felt anything unusual, which goes to show that not all objects affect everyone in the same way. Because of this, he recommended always paying attention to how we feel. If an object makes you uncomfortable or unwell, it's best to get rid of it. Signs like conflict, illness, or accidents that coincide with the arrival of a new item can be indicators of negative energy. There are many ways to cleanse the energy of objects and spaces. One of the most effective, though little known, is the use of frozen salt. This ritual not only neutralizes negativity, but also sends it back to its original source. You'll be surprised at how something as simple as freezing salt can protect you from the evil eye, witchcraft, and other harmful influences. To begin, choose coarse sea salt, preferably as natural as possible. If you don't have any, regular salt will do. Place it in a sealed plastic bag or any kind of airtight food bag. You'll also need a piece of paper, ideally with torn, uneven edges, ripped by hand. This small symbolic step represents breaking down the barriers and obstacles in your life. Freezing the salt can become your ally in the fight against difficulties, especially if you notice that money disappears quickly, relationships become tense, or work projects aren't moving forward as expected. Often, these problems are the result of a hidden influence coming from people around you. Envy, ill will, or even magical influences may be at play. What if you can't avoid contact with these people? Family, co-workers, or neighbors are often hard to distance yourself from. In such cases, the frozen salt ritual becomes an invisible shield. It creates an energetic protection without direct confrontation, helping you preserve harmony in your relationships. Even if you can't remove certain people from your life, you can still protect yourself and restore balance in your affairs and connections. When everything starts going wrong, it's crucial to take action to protect your energy field. This method isn't dark magic. It's a way to regain balance and free yourself from harmful influences. If someone is disturbing your peace by sending destructive intentions, it's time to break the cycle with a simple, proven ritual. Start by preparing the paper, tearing the edges carefully by hand, avoiding scissors or sharp tools. This gesture symbolizes the removal of the unnecessary and the obstacles standing in your path to harmony. Make sure the paper is clean, as it will serve as your tool to absorb and hold everything that worries you. Then take a black pen. The color black represents the closing of cycles, the breaking of unwanted ties, and the release of what no longer serves you. Using black ink helps release destructive energy patterns and supports the closure of negative chapters. You'll also need a bit of water. Tap water is just fine. There's no need for a special source. These simple and accessible elements will transform into a powerful tool for neutralizing negative influences, whether in the form of the evil eye, envy, or external energetic burdens. The key to this ritual lies in the strength of your intention, which forms the foundation of your energetic protection. To enhance its effect, you can write or say aloud, "I am protected. My space is filled with light." This affirmation creates an initial barrier, reinforcing your energy field. Now, begin the practice. On the prepared sheet of paper, write down everything that causes you anxiety or concern. Thoughts, situations, events. Don't rush. Take your time with this step. Simply acknowledging that you are releasing negativity already has a purifying effect. This process not only helps to neutralize external influences, but also restores your inner balance. Sometimes people come into your life whose presence makes you uncomfortable. A boss with excessive demands, a difficult coworker, or a neighbor who disrupts your peace. To make the ritual more effective, describe these individuals as precisely as possible. If you don't know their names, use a clear description, such as the neighbor upstairs who walks loudly at night, or the coworker who constantly stirs up conflict. Precision helps focus the energy on the true source of discomfort. Next, write about what's affecting you physically and emotionally: insomnia, anxiety, persistent fatigue, or unexpected arguments. Don't be afraid to go into detail. The more specific you are with your feelings, the more effective the cleansing will be. Write until you feel relief. This step not only helps identify the source of your emotional state, but also allows you to release the emotions holding you back. When you're finished, fold the paper 3 times, channeling the negative energy into its center. Do this with outward folding motions, symbolizing the rejection of that energy. This visualization amplifies the ritual's power. With the 3 folds, you will have sealed away everything that burdens you. Place the folded paper inside the plastic bag and sprinkle salt over it, visualizing how the salt neutralizes all the energy contained in the paper. As you do this, repeat 3 times. Negativity returns to its source and can no longer harm me. These words create an energetic barrier and activate your protection. Salt is not just an ingredient, It's a symbol of purification. To boost its effect, add a few drops of water to the bag, just enough to lightly moisten the salt without soaking it. This activates its absorbent properties more effectively. Then, seal the bag tightly. If it doesn't have a zip closure, tie it securely with a strong knot. This ensures that all the negativity is contained, isolated, and neutralized. After completing the ritual, you'll feel a sense of relief and a restoration of inner balance. And if you think this sounds incredible, just wait until you hear about what's quietly revolutionizing the way the human body burns calories, a strange purple peel discovered by an American scientist, capable of activating your metabolism even while you sleep. It has already been shared by over 1 million people who claim they wake up feeling lighter each day. No diets, no workouts, and no change in routine. Watch the video in the description before it's taken down, because when something works this well, it doesn't stay up for long. Now comes the crucial moment. Place the bag in a safe spot in your freezer, preferably at the back, where no one will touch it by accident. Place it carefully and repeat 3 times. I freeze all evil, the evil eye, and negative energies. They will remain here until they disappear completely. Close the freezer and leave the bag there for at least 7 days. Perform the entire process with a positive mindset. Avoid feelings of resentment, anger, or disappointment, as these emotions can weaken the ritual's effect. It's essential to remember that the energy we send into the universe always comes back to us. That's why you should choose a moment when you feel calm and balanced to perform the ritual. Your internal state plays a crucial role in its effectiveness. Before starting, take a few minutes to reconnect with yourself and restore your inner calm. Take several deep breaths, relax, and focus on positive thoughts. This mental clarity lays the foundation for protection, renewal, and harmony. Don't act out of fear or anger. The goal of this ritual is to build a powerful energy field that shields you from any negative influence. The more light and serenity you bring into the process, the stronger the effect will be. After the freezing period, you may begin to notice positive changes. Toxic people might naturally drift away. Tense situations may begin to resolve, and your overall well-being will improve. If you've been suffering from anxiety or sleep disturbances, these symptoms could gradually fade within a few days. The ritual's full effect is typically felt after the 7-day mark. When that time comes, remove the package from the freezer, but don't open or untie it. Take it far from your home and discard it in a trash container somewhere outside your living space. The important thing is that the package no longer remains in your environment. This ritual, though simple in practice, carries a deep energetic power. You can return to it whenever you feel emotionally burdened after interacting with others or during especially difficult times. It will help restore your inner balance and bring back a sense of peace. Let us know in the comments what you think about these tips and if you found them helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Wishing you lots of light and happiness. Remember, everything you allow into your life has an effect, whether visible or invisible. And if something as simple as freezing salt can help you regain your balance, just imagine what a purple peel that activates your metabolism in your sleep could do for you. Don't miss this opportunity. Watch the video now, before it gets censored or disappears. The transformation you're looking for could begin tonight.